Good evening and welcome to our annual Vero Pops concert, our spring performance. I'm glad to see everybody here and glad that we were able to still put this on. It's been a long year with all the ups and downs that COVID's brought with it, but I'm glad that we were able to have so many students here in person all year to be able to put on these performances and that we're able to be in here and give these concerts for everybody. Special thank you to our school administration, our principal, Mr. O'Keefe, and all the vice principal, the assistant principals, and everything they do to help and support us, and our school board members. So thank you to everybody, and thank you to all your parents for being here tonight. We hope you enjoy our performance tonight. Our first piece for you is with the concert orchestra. It's a piece called The Best of the Ballet, arranged by Carrie Lane Gruzel. It just takes you on kind of a whirlwind tour of lots of themes from lots of different ballets and dances. Hopefully you recognize some of the tunes. If not, that's okay. You probably won't be the only one. Their second piece for you is called the Johnny Appleseed Suite, written by, oh, that's better, written by Robert Kerr. It's meant to capture the feelings and emotions of the character from the story, Johnny Appleseed. The first movement represents his joy and enthusiasm of being able to travel around and plant all the apple seeds and hope the trees grow. The second movement is his prayer at night, praying to God, hoping and praying that the seeds will come to bear life and grow and eventually bear fruit. And then the third movement is a fiddle piece, his hoedown, representing the joy that he feels when he finally gets to see all the trees as they've grown and people get to eat the apples and all that stuff. And their third movement will be without me. I'm gonna walk off stage and let them play conductorless. Hello again. For those of you who maybe aren't familiar, we like to recognize our seniors each year with a rose and have them walk across with their parents and give them recognition for their time in orchestra, which is a lot harder to do in this day and age, to stick with it through 4 years, because, I mean, I'm only 36, but I'm already saying, well, back in my day, I feel really old. But I mean, when I was growing up, we didn't have 1,000 sports at school that the kids could participate in. We didn't have 1 million travel leagues that they could participate in. We didn't have AP classes and IB classes and dual enrollment classes out the wazoo. And so these students really do get pulled in so many different directions these days, and it's truly a testament to them and their love of the instrument and playing music and putting on these concerts that shows, you know, their dedication to the program, and we're so grateful that they've chosen to stay with it for all 4 years in high school. So they're going to walk out, and I will hand them a rose, and then seniors are having a seat, and the parents can go back around that way and have a seat. I'll get this out of the way. Grace Murphy, who is our principal cellist in Philharmonic Orchestra. We have J.R. Amos, who plays cello in the concert orchestra. Alex Lambert, who plays violin in Philharmonic and was also in charge of the Fiddle Club this year. Daniel Williams, who plays cello in concert orchestra. Emily Raya, who plays violin in concert orchestra. Brielle Sarovich, who plays violin in concert orchestra. While we're hiding in the shadows. You're hiding in the shadows. Yeah. Adina Bernholtz, who plays viola in Philharmonic. Stephen Kehoe, who plays violin in Philharmonic. Erica Delgado, who is our principal second violin and librarian in Philharmonic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was awkward. Jeriel Evaristo is our concert master in Philharmonic. David Vasquez is the concert master for concert orchestra. Maheen Raza, violin in Philharmonic. Michaela Yablonsky, who plays violin in concert orchestra. Isabella Remy plays violin in the concert orchestra. Bethany Johnson, our assistant concert mistress in Philharmonic Orchestra. Corbin Douglas, bass in Philharmonic. Matthew Villafuerte, our principal bass player in Philharmonic for 2 years running. Cameron Wehunt Smith, who is our bass player as well in Philharmonic. And Dalton Wiebke, who plays violin in concert orchestra as well. I couldn't tell what he was trying to say. I want to read to you a little bit of what inspired this piece, and it says, Possibilities was inspired by the following quote from Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Do not let your fire go out, spark by irreplaceable spark. In the hopeless swamps of the not quite, the not yet, and the not at all, do not let the hero in your soul perish and leave only frustration for the life you deserved, but never have been able to reach. The world you desire can be won. It exists. It is real. It is possible. It is yours. I couldn't think of a more fitting tribute to seniors who are about to embark on the rest of their journey in life, graduating, some of them leaving home and being truly on their own for the first time and really coming into their own, figuring out what they want to do in life and where they want to go, and getting to explore all of the possibilities that exist for them in the world. So this is our senior piece, Possibilities. Gosh, you lay down to take a nap and they play the whole piece without you. I love having groups of all ages play without a conductor. It's a whole different experience to try to sit there and cue each other and watch each other and listen as best you can in a space where there's so much sound delay and just keep going and keep going. It's a whole different ball game from having somebody with a big nose standing there waving a stick at them. Okay. So our next piece, if you're aware, back at the beginning of November, we had a sophomore cellist, Oliver Bartel, who suddenly passed away from an unknown heart defect. Oliver really wanted to be in Philharmonic. He didn't even start playing cello until he finished 8th grade, had some friends that were in the orchestra program, and just fell in love with the cello. And spent last year working really hard in the freshman orchestra class and just really made it his goal to be in Philharmonic. And he sent in his audition tape, and it was so great. And I put him in here, and then COVID hit, and he started the year virtually. And he never actually got to realize his dream of being on stage as a part of this group. And after he passed, his parents asked so very graciously if people would make donations to the orchestra program instead of giving flowers. And as this money was coming in, I had to think about what would be the best way for us to truly honor his memory. Because, yeah, we could buy strings and replace those, but how does anybody know that that was done in his memory? We could buy music and perform it, but again, how does anybody know that that was in his memory? Same with instruments, and I just thought, what would be the best way to honor his memory? And Oliver was very shy about playing for his parents because he was still such a new person to playing the cello. And they reached out to me and asked if I had his audition video from when he sent in his tape for Philharmonic audition. And I was going through all my old emails and like searching various things and looking back on Canvas assignments, and I came across this melody that he wrote during the 4th quarter quarantine of last year. I had all the students do this assignment, they learned a rhythm, then they used the rhythm to add notes to it and create a melody that was uniquely their own. And I listened to it, and I just thought, this is the most beautiful melody that I've heard in a while. And I knew that the best way that we could honor Oliver and his memory would be to take that melody and turn it into a full piece of music. And that's the piece that you're about to hear. I have done a lot of works by Brian Balmages over the years. His music is wonderful. You've heard some of them. And having known his work and having met him a few years back when I was still teaching in Virginia and he was guest conducting a regional orchestra event, I knew that his style of writing was the exact fit for this piece and this melody. So it's been a real treat to get to work with him. He was down here today. He's in the audience. He was working with my students at Gifford and here at the high school. And it's a treat to work with the composer who actually wrote the piece, because it doesn't happen very often. So it's a beautiful piece, and we're going to start first and play you the melody exactly as Oliver wrote it, so that you can hear what was his music. And I should also mention what's really fantastic is that Mr. Balmages is one of the bigwig people up at the FJH Music Company in Fort Lauderdale. And so tonight is the world premiere of this piece, and after tonight, this piece is available for other schools and orchestras around the world to perform. So Oliver not only gets to connect with his friends and fellow students that he was looking so forward to being a part of, but he also gets to connect with musicians everywhere as they get to learn this piece and work on it and experience what he wrote. I meant to say earlier that what's amazing about any school-age person is that they always surprise you. It's funny because I had this thought in my mind before we decided on who was playing the solos, and Grace and Kayleen came to me and they were like, "Mr. Shuping, can we talk to you?" And I was like, "Oh gosh, what's up?" And they said, we thought about it and we talked about it, and we really thought that with this being Oliver's piece, that the solos should go to people who are really good friends with Oliver. And Graham and Thomas were both really good friends of his. So again, it's a beautiful piece, isn't it? See, they don't know this is coming. I like to keep it in the box so nobody sees it. No peeking. This is my test. Remember those days? Okay. I feel, as the director, it's important to recognize a student who over the years has gone above and beyond. And so I have started what is a tradition at so many places, but it's the Orchestra Directors Award. And the plaque, which is a perpetual plaque, one of those things, all the blank ones, it says Orchestra Directors Award, presented annually to a student who has demonstrated leadership skills, hard work, focus in class, and the drive to constantly improve. And it's, for me, still being a new person down here, I chose somebody that over the past 2 years I have watched grow as a musician, step up and kind of out of the shadows and into a leadership role, and help me, offer me advice, and help me kind of guide my own thoughts of where I'm trying to go, where I think we should go, and all of those things. And I have just watched this person grow and become a wonderful musician this year. And I couldn't be happier to give this for the first annual award to Bethany Johnson. Well, this stays in the room. So this will hang in the classroom, and her name is the first name. And this will be presented every year, and next week she'll get her actual own little award to take home and keep for herself. Congratulations.